What's up? Welcome back to the podcast. I've got Oliver Baxxter from Broadside to talk all things about the band, including their brand new single, I Think They Know, off their upcoming album that'll drop sometime in the near future. They're with the Thriller Records family, and they're just in a fantastic spot right now. Whether you've been a fan since the Warped Tour days or brand new to the band, you'll definitely enjoy this one. But before we get to all that, here's 3 different things you can do right now to support the podcast. First, subscribe wherever you enjoy listening to podcasts, whether it's Spotify, Apple, or YouTube. Second, tell a friend through social media or through word of mouth of the show. And third, check out SeatGeek, where first-time users can get $20 off their order with promo code DENNING at checkout. Additionally, the team over at Emo's Not Dead are giving everybody 20% off their entire order at emosnotdead.com with promo code DENNING20, that is DENNING20 at checkout. With that out of the way, this is my chat with Oliver Baxxter of Broadside. Enjoy. And we are rolling, dude. So yeah, we're checking in from where again?
I'm in Richmond, Virginia right now.
That's right. It has been far too long, dude.
I know. Look at us.
Yeah, man. You know what? Real talk. So the last time we chatted, I think this was like the last actual conversation I had before I took a really long pause.
Really?
Dude, it was like, because, over COVID, it was like really,
Yeah,
just kind of same old, like, hey, how you doing? You were
banging
forced
your
to
head
go
against the
home.
wall. Yeah.
Pretty much, man. And I want to say it was the, God, maybe 21? Yeah, it feels like it was like 10 years ago, but it was, just a few years out.
That's actually insane because I thought it would have been closer to 10 years ago. What the hell is going on?
Yeah, dude, it's
Nothing's
nuts
real.
because COVID was like literally 5 years ago, and it just lasted forever.
Oh yeah.
Like, do you ever feel like you have like 2 different versions of yourself, almost like pre-COVID, post-COVID?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Dude, COVID was like a normal human being. I was able to like stick to schedules and routines. I was so impressed with myself. I remember sometimes I'll go back and romanticize the photos of myself during COVID, and I'll go back and I'm like looking in my eyes, zooming in. I'm like, were you happier with this normal? I was like, dude, I should buy a farm. I was in a crazy mentality.
I like forgot, dude, because like I think you checked in with me. You were floating the river, I want to say.
Yeah.
Was that like your basic rhythm and routine? Was just like float the river and just chill?
Yeah, pretty much. It was so exciting.
Yeah, it was.
But then it caught back up. Just.
Yeah, I mean, my routine was basically just be on Zoom all day and walk, which is great. I mean, walking is fantastic. I mean,
That's
you
good,
walk to a Starbucks, they hand you the coffee out the door. It's like boom.
Yeah, they're like reaching around.
Yeah, like they had like a bin that they would place it in, and they could just grab it, pivot, and you just go. Yeah.
Oh my god, dude!
I know,
It's funny.
right?
It's funny when you go into stores and you see the like remnants of stickers that are like stay 6 feet apart. I'm like, the good old days.
It's like we can still do that if you want.
We should try it. We should just.
Yeah, things have changed so much. Like even like Starbucks, they changed their policy to where like you have to buy something to be there.
Really?
And people are losing. They're like, what?
They're like, what the fuck? I gotta buy.
It's like no free water. What?
Yeah, you're out of your mind. I ordered the ice water venti
for free. Now I can camp
working
here
on Canva
all day
right now.
Yeah, I mean, people are writing their books and whatnot.
Yeah.
I mean, I once saw a guy who had like a complete gaming setup in there, and I was like, why are you doing this in here?
That's so bizarre to me. It's like bizarre, but I'm also like, I can't imagine having the courage to like play a video game in front of a room full of people. That's makes my back shiver actually thinking about it.
Right, and like it's just like the Wi-Fi is good there, but like not that good.
Come on, I know, right? That's the other thing. You're not even having a good time.
Because I forgot like how adequate it was. Because if you download like a YouTube video, it's like it's a whole process. It's like a whole like 15-20 minute process. At home, 2 minutes.
Nothing. Yeah, you're right.
It's like it's insane.
They said you're gonna earn this.
But yeah, dude, it's It's been a minute. So we're kind of up on the third album cycle, kind of just where things are at with like this current lineup.
Yeah, with this current lineup, yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So again, like two different versions of the band
Yeah,
almost.
exactly. Yeah,
Like
Two-Face.
it's weird because Old Bones is almost 10 or is
Yeah.
10.
Yeah, just turned 10.
And it's
Somehow.
like
My
you think
baby.
about things that were, different back then, like Victory was still a label.
Mhm.
Now it's not.
I know.
Did Victory sell before? Like it was like when did they sell? Like was that 21 or 20 or
So,
even
I think it
before?
was 20. I think it was 20, is when everything got, like, converted over to Concord.
Yeah,
Um, I think, yeah, it was definitely 20. But the selling process was probably, however long before that.
because I remember like there was like listings online for like, hey, you want some shelves?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Damn, dude. I should have taken out
yeah,
a loan and bought those shit damn shelves.
yeah. I mean, it's weird because you're on your third label now. I mean, you're on Thriller, which is
Yeah,
kind of a surreal thing. Like, I mean, you were on Sharp Tone. Like,
I know.
what happened to Sharp Tone?
I
They love
think
you.
yeah, they loved us, and I think what happened was the band was going a little bit more production based, and I think we're
Hmm.
trying to go more I mean, without sounding pretentious, like, landing on alternative radio would be, like, a very huge win for me,
Hmm.
at this point in our life, and just at this age, I'm like, I would love to see something like that happen. So, naturally, that takes, you know, a couple making a couple, sacrifices, and we just felt as if, like, if we were to be a little bit more leaning into, like, more metalcore and a little bit heavier, I feel like that would have been a label that could have really helped us out, but they really did kill it for us with, the Enter the Raging Sea and Hotel Blue. So,
Yeah,
I
they
think it
did.
was just an issue where we were like, "You know what? It's not even a bad blood thing. It's like, let's just keep on trying, just keep on seeing what we can do." We fulfilled the contract, and it was just kinda like, "Yeah, let's just keep it going." And Sean Keith is still very
Hmm.
supportive and cool with us, and yeah, with our new team and everything, and I think we just have or we're scared to just kinda not sit still, but we're scared of, it not happening in our lifetime. So I think we're doing everything to try to make it happen for the band where we are right now, you
Of
know?
course. And like, what were the meetings like with Thriller?
They were the best kind because at first it was like they just came out to the show,
Hmm.
and I think Bob was really impressed with our live performance, which is fantastic because that just kind of, gives you the pat on the back about your live performance. Because everybody can say like, "Oh, we're a good band in the studio and this," but to play a live show and impress a label, it felt like, "Oh, nice. We still got it, boys." Is what it
Yeah.
felt like.
I mean, even with like live shows, though, are you kind of on the fence of like, hey, do we retire things like Coffee Talk or things of the era?
Oh, yeah. This, last tour we just did actually with Silverstein, we didn't play Coffee Talk for the first time in 10 years of touring, which was, like, kinda a bummer to some people, but
Hmm.
we had some off day shows with real friends, and luckily we were able to pull it out there. But it was just, like, not so much a like a hiding or burying of the past as much as it's, like, really trying to exonerate the art that we are still lucky enough to create and seemingly still does well online. It's kinda just,
Hmm.
like, to really showcase it, give it all we got kinda deal, and just kinda react to what people actually like about us now. Um, I feel like that's important, especially
Which is
moving forward.
true because I mean, I looked at like what you have been playing over the last like I don't know 3-4 months.
Mhm.
There's a lot of stuff you aren't playing,
Right,
and like
right.
you know, unless people know, like they just don't know that like oh, I would like this.
Right, that's the thing is, like, where because it was a bit of a genre flip up or a genre expansion, however you wanna frame it,
Yeah.
it did confuse, I feel like, some people, and it kind of put some people off that were like, "Oh, I don't like that this is going this direction." But I think the best thing that's always been funny about Broadside is that we've always just kind of stepped forward blindly with
Hmm.
no real guidance, and we're just trying out a bunch of different stuff, and it's funny to be able to see the stuff that I'm like, maybe that didn't work," but then occasionally something bizarre works, like a ukulele song or something, and
I
then
mean,
you
do you
go,
feel
"What the
like
hell?"
Do you feel like, I mean, the band would be done at this point if you didn't?
Yeah, I think that's the thing. I think that we do we do a lot of stuff kind of well, which is good enough to keep us floating, I think, for this long.
Yeah, but at the same time though, like, I mean, the Warp Tour felt like such a long time ago, and it was.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, you've been doing it since then, and now it's like, the Warp Tour is next month in DC.
Yeah, it's a trip.
Yeah, it is insane. Like, would you want to do that again, or is it kind of like past?
Oh yeah, we would love to do it again. We definitely would love to get into the summer festival cycle again. And are actively trying to be like, "Hey, we're here." Just because we love that sort of experience. I like the idea that there's a bunch of people around that aren't necessarily there for your band or whichever band,
Mhm.
that maybe they're just there to consume music, and I always find that that's a good person to have in watching our band.
It was funny. I was thinking about like kind of like where your band's at right now
Mhm.
and how it's grown, especially over the last couple of years. And are you thinking that like maybe a pop tour would make more sense at this point? Like
Yeah,
opening up
I wonder.
for like a Jonas Brothers or, take like a band Camino.
Yeah, that's actually a great question, and one that we
Yeah.
run into often. The issue is, which bands do we tour with that would make sense? We're in this bit of like, we've grown past this, we don't really sound like this, and then like the bands from our era, either some of them aren't around anymore, or they've evolved their sound to something completely different, or
Yeah.
they're still like kind of got that intense like kind of pop punk uh, energy. And I feel like that is even sometimes strange for us without being like, you know, I would hate to pretend to be something just to make people happy.
Mhm.
And so I feel like it's important to try to find our lane, and that's exactly the question that we've been tossing around, is like, who the hell do we tour with now? So maybe, yeah, maybe like a pop band. We're looking for pop bands that have a little bit of like a slightly alternative edge, because we do find that that's still part of our live show, and that's
Mhm.
a huge part that we look forward to. I still want the band to sound like a band. That's really important to me.
Yeah, more like in the heavy pop kind
Exactly,
of.
exactly.
Yeah. I mean, and I feel like okay, so that tour with the home team
Hmm.
back in 21? Was it
Yeah,
21 or 22?
I think there was two. I think there was 21, and then there was a following one, and then of course we just toured with them in the UK. So we're like,
Yeah, but it was one of those things where it's like, I don't know, unless you were there, it's like if you know kind of thing. It was kind of
yeah,
a big deal for both bands.
I know. It's really, really exciting to continue to see that, and to see it really happen for them. When we were in the UK specifically, we were sharing a bus, and I was just communicating with them, just like the things that they were doing, and even the fact that they were like, "Hey, we're filming this music video. We need you to stay like 2, 3 extra days in London." And I was just like, "Who the hell am I talking to right now? Like, I feel like I'm talking to like a damn celebrity. Like, this is crazy. That the demand for you guys is here, and it's so fucking exciting." Um,
Right.
so yeah, no, it does feel, it feels cool to have experienced and been around the energy, because they certainly inspire us and enlightened us on Thriller, and that's actually is what made us. We were like, well, if our boys feel that way, then we should definitely pick up the phone if it
You
rings.
know, I figured that might have been the intro,
Mm-hmm.
but again, like just that tour in itself, it's like kind of the catalyst for just where you guys are at now, where
Yeah,
you know
exactly. It's a good thing.
the home team sells tickets.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, man. And so does Broadside. I mean, I feel like who knows? Maybe you guys would team up again and just run it back.
I'm just saying that could be crazy. Well, I know we got our
But
strong markets, so we'll see.
in bigger rooms
Ooh, I know, dude. That would be so
because
crazy.
well, there's certain rooms like it won't like the places you played last time. It's not going to work anymore. It's too small.
I know, the production's got to be there. That's the other thing that we're running into now with like adding a bunch of production stuff, is like,
Yeah.
shit, we got to have the right crew to be able to run that stuff now.
I mean, how important is that to you? Like, I feel like I don't know. It's expensive,
Yeah.
and the numbers have to make sense. But at the same time, it's like I feel like you could just play with nothing and be fine.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's a weird balance.
It's a weird balance, absolutely. It's definitely a weird balance. I only notice it now that we're starting to play some of these bigger rooms. I only really start to notice where the show is lacking for like us. Like there are certain things we could upgrade, or like if we had, this or that. There's always like something new to buy. Who knew?
Yeah. I mean, to your credit though, I mean, I feel like you have a certain energy, like, it's hard to replicate, I think, you
I
have
appreciate
that
that, man.
versus like, well, like, okay, so you have production, you're kind of like
Sure.
relying on it.
You're
It's
like
like,
hiding
okay.
behind a flame or some shit.
Yeah, it's like, okay, like you have all this production that you had to buy or rent,
Yeah.
and then like you don't have the energy to go with it. It's like,
Yeah. That is another big thing I think that we worry about with like a pop tour, and I think that's why we still need to find a band with that, as I think that that's the kind of energy we need, is like a crowd that is interactive and engaging and knows how to move their bodies, in whichever way they choose to, if they choose to, of course.
maybe going like more of the disposable route, like doing like beach balls, or
Oh shit,
because you could do that like day in, day out, and it wouldn't be a huge cost.
that's a good idea, right?
Or you can brand them. You can get like someone just to run off like 1,000 of them and just
Yeah.
boom, 20 a day.
Damn, that's such a good idea.
Yeah, because I mean, how expensive can plastic be?
All right.
And it's a
Hmm.
keepsake. You can sign it later if
You're
you want to be
right.
bothered.
Damn, you're a genius. What the hell?
Dude, dude, what's the venue in Worcester? The Palladium?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so that Ghost Inside show, the Acacia strain played, and they had pool noodles. They were just tossing out there like,
What the
yo.
hell?
Yeah, it was like one of the cooler things that I had seen from a heavier band. Like, yo,
That's
everyone just
cool.
whack each other with these noodles. They just go wild with them.
That's such a fun thing. I've been, really thinking about that. I think that's why I appreciate you complimenting me about my stage presence. I feel
Mhm.
as if I felt inspired to go a little bit more in on stage and be somewhat of an entertainer, or trying to be mimic somewhat of an entertainer, because of the opportunity to play in front of so many people. And there's been so many people who are like, I don't know who this band is. It's kind of re-inspired me to just get a little bit kooky. And so I appreciate that, any of that type
Yeah,
of
I mean,
compliment.
at the same time, we got to pull it back a little bit here. We can't be jumping into the crowd because I forgot who was that one band that had like dove on somebody.
Oh, and caught a lawsuit. Yeah, dude, I was just
Yeah,
talking to somebody about this, but I forget the name of the band. Something North.
like, oh, from Australia, I think, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, like what a
But
terrible
yeah,
situation.
I mean, what a wild situation. And I just
But
think
it's
about
hard
all
to,
the it's
yeah,
hard. Yeah, it was one of the I think about all the shows I went to growing up, and I think about that stuff, and I'm like, damn, somebody could have
yeah.
caught a lawsuit. That's crazy.
Well, it's like even like growing up, like you just don't know. Like the
Yeah.
human body is more fragile than you think, but also more resilient. Like you can take one punch and be done.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
You hit your head on the concrete, you hit a rail, like you're done. That's
Yeah,
it.
it's important. It's definitely important.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. So this bromance with the home team, though,
Mhm.
is there like a group chat that you guys are in, or
Oh yeah, there's a few different group chats going on. They stick to character. I think Dom and Daniel have their own type of humor, and John and Pat have their own type of humor, and um, Brian and I are very every now and then kind of texters, and we thumbs up stuff a lot. So
yeah, I
so
forgot. You're also a vegan, right? Too. Like,
yeah, that's the other
so
thing.
you
So
two have
there's a
to
lot of
link.
vegan food. Yeah, we're locked in.
Yeah,
Vegetable style. uh,
better nowadays because
oh, so many options.
yeah.
Yeah, we were eating good in Europe together, and the UK. We were eating real good, actually.
Or other than that, you just have hot fries.
Yeah, yeah. The spiciest chip I can find at 3
those are
a.m.
those
and
are
regret it.
yeah, popcorn and hot fries.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you ever like meet someone who's like, yeah, I'm vegan, but like the what stuff they eat is like, oh,
Yeah,
that's okay. It
I'm like,
qualifies, I guess.
yeah, I hate it. Yeah, it's a lot of that. Like a granola vegan, they're like, yeah, I eat dried raisins and quinoa. I'm like, that sounds pretty good. And they're like, for breakfast. I'm like, damn.
I guess like, can you cheat as a vegan? Like, that's cheating. You can't do that. Like, you're technically following the rules, but like,
Yeah, I'm sure there definitely is. I think like it can even be broken down to some people are like, oh, you ate at a fast food restaurant that has a
mm,
vegan option, but you still supported the fast food restaurant. So it could be broken down into that. Um, but yeah, I'm sure there's definitely some like like sourcing your sugar and you're like, did a mule
yeah.
carry this sugar at some point, you know?
There's like ethical vegans, and like there's like different
Yeah.
sub genres
Yeah,
of
there's
vegans.
subgenres. There was I especially when I was first going vegan, there was like so many rules, and I think that's what kept me from being vegan. And then I ultimately just found out that I just started adapting it to my lifestyle, and it became a lot easier. And I was like, cool, just try to minimize on the overall consumption of it. And then I think that's
My
how I fell into it personally.
my favorite is the weightlifting vegans.
Oh, I know. Those motherfuckers are
It's
eating
like
so much.
the dedication, because it's like, yeah, it's hard to get protein as it is,
Hmm.
but when you're vegan, it's like, okay, let's 10x it.
Yeah, straight up. They're
It's
just
like,
eating protein powder.
well, I mean, I would imagine like you're just like, okay, you're tracking, nope, it doesn't work. You had to cross this off. No, it's a whole like mental like math proof just to figure out what you're eating for the next day.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I mean, God. So did the home team like did they inspire your social media content and all? Like I feel like
Oh
they were
yeah.
really on the early adopters of like reels and just TikTok and driving conversions for VIP. And
Oh yeah.
yeah, they have a whole business mindset that is really, you know, it's nice to admire.
Oh yeah. They Daniel actually helps us out a whole lot. With particularly that he's the one who kind of got me to take posting online seriously. The way he kind
Mhm.
of broke it down for me, he was like, he's like, you guys are missing out huge by not being online as much. He's like, you guys have good personalities and good music, so if you believe in the music, you should be posting online. And I
Mhm.
was like, damn, true. And he was like, you just got to find the type of videos that work for you, and then just dish it out every day. He's like, which is the hard part, but he's like,
Mhm.
there's like new eyes on it every day. So I've been giving it a go for like the past like month and a half, and it's been like insane, like almost 1 million views across like all posting, which is sick, and that's good for the internet gods. So they've definitely inspired us with that type of thing. It's just I'm still trying to figure it all out without feeling too cringe and stuff.
I mean, it just means they're cool though. I mean, like, 1 million views across all content.
Right? I'm like, no, this means that we can farm people's eyes, which is good because I feel like if we can get them to listen to the music, then I feel like we'll be in a good slot and an impressive band to the internet, which is just the way it is. So shout out to the home team for definitely inspiring that.
I mean, how difficult was it to like get in front of a camera and just like kind of do that sort of content where it's like, what if I look dumb, or like, what if like,
Yeah, it feels super embarrassing for sure. But once somebody was just like, just do what you do in a music video, I'm like, all right. I mean, that's pretty much just lip syncing as well.
yeah,
It just feels so different. I don't know, but it's definitely. I'm sure I haven't found my limit yet, but I'm sure that it's right around the corner with what I'm willing to do. But yeah, well, especially now, it's like, okay, we did it. That was our first experience with like really making that sort of content for this last single, and now
yeah,
with the new stuff, I'm sure it's going to be the same sort of cycle. So just
definitely.
getting in that mindset.
And speaking of Silverstein, shout out to Shane Told.
Mhm.
He once dropped this on me like a long time ago. Was like, okay, look, it's never as bad as you think it is.
Right.
Like you would get done recording, it's like, oh, this is stupid. Like you look like an idiot. It's like, no, you didn't. It was fine.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
that's the hardest
sometimes, like,
thing.
yeah, sometimes you did suck, but like, how many takes out of like 1,000 is that really the case?
Mhm.
One, two.
Yeah, no,
So I mean,
exactly.
it's like I mean, even just like chopping this up and stuff, it's gonna be like, oh yeah, it's fine.
Oh, yeah,
Lots of
100%.
vibes. Yeah.
Too many vibes.
And
Sorry about my TV going crazy back there.
nah, dude, what are you watching on the back?
I had Jurassic Park playing. My fiance got me
Okay.
one of these CRT, one of these TVs for Christmas, and then
Okay.
so my brother a long time ago gave me a bunch of VHSs, and I haven't been able to use them, and now boom, boom. So I've just been really. I forgot how long it takes to rewind though. Damn.
I got to admire the Christmas lights in the back,
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's like a
which,
nice little vibe when I'm home.
yeah, I was like, it may or may not imply how long you've actually been home in the last year.
Honestly, it does. It does, and I feel like that's the craziest part. I came in here and I was like, "Holy shit!" Like last time I was here, I was setting these up, which is crazy.
I didn't even get to enjoy them.
I know. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just let them. I'm gonna let them exist now. I turn them on when I'm gaming and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, do you take a gaming rig on the road or?
Yeah, so I just took. I haven't for the past like year took taking my Switch out. I've been taking like modded handhelds, like old
Yeah.
DSs. But I just took my Switch out and I restarted Tears of the Kingdom, and then
Hmm.
I was playing a little bit of BioShock as well, and it was really enjoyable actually because it was an easier tour. We didn't really go into the West Coast, so a lot of the drives were a lot shorter than if they would be on the West Coast. So just had some time in the hotel rooms to game at night. It made me feel pretty
Totally.
normal.
Yeah, I mean, because it takes a lot of effort to be posting all day and just kind of being active. But like, I mean, you're super active online.
Yeah, that's the thing. So it's
Yeah,
nice to just zen out and play something like Zelda on the road. You know, would you game?
yeah. I mean, I used to. I
Okay.
have an Xbox, but thankfully I bought it before all these like tariffs went up, dude. It's like
I saw that.
Microsoft. Yeah, Microsoft is going like, ooh, you want this Xbox? It's gonna be
How about an
$100
extra
more.
100? That's crazy for something that's been out. Like, damn, slap in the face.
I feel like it. Okay, so this could be completely coincidental, but like I feel like the GTA 6 trailer dropped,
Yeah,
and then they were like, hey, by the way, if you want to play this game, it's gonna cost you.
I know. It's
Yeah.
crazy to think. I've been thinking about that especially a lot with gaming. Like, damn, games are so expensive. I can't
Hmm.
imagine all these parents out here like, yeah, I'm gonna buy you multiple games. And then what happens to the gaming industry? Because like some games are gonna outshine the others, you know?
Yeah, and like resell is not going to be as much of a thing. 'Cause it's like keys that you
I
sell, I
know
think.
they're trying to do keep everything digital. That's another reason why I've been on the huge um buying physical media thing recently, just because of all the stuff that's been going on with like well, the digital licensing and then they take it away whenever they want. It's kind of like,
Yeah,
oh, so you never truly own it.
which is weird. Like, I mean, I get it. At the same time, it's like,
Sure.
because yeah, we all have like CDs that we don't touch.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Because I'm wondering like when bands will eventually stop selling CDs physically.
I know. I've been wondering because I'm like, is this necessary, you know? But then
Yeah,
every
even
now
like
and then you hit a
vinyl.
city and then you sell like vinyl. I think vinyl will always have that cool thing to it, right?
Yeah,
It's
I
like
mean, maybe
cool
it's
to
just me. I
collect.
feel like it's like people like were like peer pressured into like liking vinyl. Like,
Sure.
you gotta have a record player. You gotta have
Yeah.
like, yeah, but I don't even have a speaker. But like, but to me, it's like I feel like people just want the blown up art.
Right. I think that's the
Yeah,
thing. It's a truly a piece of art. That's the way I look at it.
yeah. It's like, can't we just like sell the sleeves?
Yeah, yeah, that's a good
And
idea. There's
yeah,
posters.
yeah, that's what I've been thinking for like the longest time. Like, just sell the sleeves.
You should work at
It's
a
like you don't
record
have to,
label.
you don't maybe. So maybe just send Bob holler at me.
Yeah, Bob Holler. Just a QR code and then the square poster. There you go.
Pretty much. I think who's working at Thriller. I think is Craig, who used to work at Rise. He founded Rise.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think he's going back and forth between Portland and Nashville. So yeah,
Dang.
Thriller's got quite the team
It's
going.
growing, yeah, it's definitely going for sure. I can't believe how like helpful they've been in the past month straight up. And
Yeah, I feel like I blinked and then like all of a sudden just have boom, I have all these bands on there. You have you guys, you have Rain City, you have the home team, you got the Word Alive on there, you
mhm.
got all these different bands that are still getting after it. And like it's like a kind of a new wave too, because you guys are on this like new rise to so to speak. Like
Yeah, for sure.
Because I mean, like, check out this new single. I mean, like, I think they know. I mean, God, you're at like how many streams? Like 400,000 ish,
Yeah, it's pretty fucking sick.
and it's like only been out for how long? Like 2, 3 weeks, maybe.
Yeah, like 3.5. We're
Yeah, so
hitting
that's a
like,
lot of streams.
yeah, I can't believe it. I also can't believe how it got playlisted. It got playlisted to New Rock playlist, which is a playlist we've
Mm,
never hit before. And then I was listening to it in on Spotify, and then just letting it play through and seeing what bands would play after, and it was all these bands that I had never heard of. So it opened me up to this whole new like sort of like heavy alternative pop world. So I was like, oh shit, this is pretty cool because it's usually been like for, 10 years after we play, it'll be like, the bands within our genre, Story So Far,
yeah,
State Champs type stuff.
totally.
So it's just
I
trippy
mean,
to hear it all now.
is that the only song that's finished right now, or do you have like more stuff already done?
Oh yeah, we have more stuff already done. Yeah,
Okay.
we have like half of we have like 6 more songs done. And then we're going back into the studio in like 2 weeks to finish this project up. Yeah, however
Okay.
many songs that
So
that ends up being.
we're like projected for what, Q4 or
Yeah, I
early next
think
year?
I'm wondering. That's what we're trying to figure out now,
Okay.
depending on the push and what they got going on with the label. But I know that they definitely want. We already have stuff kind of in the chamber for like what's to come in the next couple of months. So it's
Yeah, because I mean,
exciting.
Hotel Blue dropped in November of
Hmm.
24.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not too
It's not
crazy. I
too
could see
crazy.
even,
Yeah.
yeah, early 26 would be fine, just to kind of get
Hmm.
that early New Year.
Get in there early. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
the verse like November, December, it's like you kind of slip under the radar a little bit,
that's the
which
thing.
is like you don't
It,
want that.
you don't want that, and it was kind of risky when we shot Hotel Blue in November, being one of those holiday months, but um,
It worked out,
it worked out, you know. But it
you
is
know.
definitely a risk for sure.
But yeah, I mean, who are you working with in the studio on this one?
We went back with Wade on this one, so he's the one
Yeah,
who did the last one. But we're not working with as many like writers, co-producers, that sort of thing. We're not going to be bouncing between like Andrew Bayless and Andrew Wade. We're just gonna record it in one studio this time.
yeah. Bayless is cool. I mean, he
Hmm.
works with so many different people, like a lot of the country people, and
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, he's one of those like writers and producers that is kind of just behind the scenes, kind of slowly rising up. And
Hmm.
yeah, him and oh, is it Hiram Hernandez? Like he's been working with the Word Alive a lot.
Okay, okay.
Like really, really solid work with those guys.
That's
Um,
sick as hell.
yeah, but yeah, I mean, is there anyone that you would want to work with in the future, like maybe like a Sky Accord or
Oh, definitely. I want to work with Sky. That's
yeah,
funny. That's exactly who I was going to say. We've been talking about it, and every time I'm out in LA, he'll come out. He's come out to the last show, which was sick as hell, and we got to talking, and I was just like, I want to write with you, especially after all the stuff he's done with Cherie, and
hmm,
I'm really blown away with that sort of stuff, and I just also think that we'd have a good chemistry with working, being that I come from like a R&B background and he's used to working with that sort of staccato-y input, and honestly he's just cool as hell. So it'd be fun to work with him in that sort of setting. So I think
yeah,
we will try to make that happen. Maybe not around this time, but that's the thing with Thriller is like they haven't really given us like a rule book, so we're kind of free to kind of get as much stuff as we can out there. So I'm pretty sure it'll happen. Honestly, I can see it happening
yeah, and I
soon.
like how like they've been handling the home team too, where oh a new single drops out of nowhere,
Yeah, it's cool. I love that type of
off
stuff. It keeps it's
same
just
same
fun.
sessions and everything. But yeah, I
Hmm.
mean, they're open to collaborations and just new ideas, and they're not
Yeah,
like
new
too like
ideas.
rigid.
They just put out these like cards that like they're like numbered, and we
Hmm.
signed them, and I was just like, it's cool. It's like there's just this whole new heart, and something to be excited about. It's like gathering around a campfire. It's kind of what it feels like.
Yeah, I mean, it's not super duper cheap to do either. It's like it's kind of an
Hmm.
expensive ordeal. Like
Yeah,
playing
yeah, it
cards are
definitely is.
because I mean I'm sure a billion people have thought of that. Like, oh, we should do playing cards. Like,
And then you start to
okay,
think about
cool.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, you need like the photo rights. You need all these different things, and then it's like at that point, it's like it's just too late.
Hmm.
Forget it. because everyone wants to do a t-shirt company too. It's like, never mind, too expensive. Because I mean, even like you've been pumping out poetry books too, and like that's expensive.
Oh damn, it's so expensive. It's gotten so expensive. It used to be just a decent, like, realistic approach to the whole thing. I really got into it because I just wanted to put something together. And now when I try to put it together and I'm looking at pricing, or I want to try to do something fancy or use a heavier weight, it's like the upcharge
Mhm.
is unreal. And then it'll mess with the shipping. It just and then you're like, oh my god, this used to be fun. I
Yeah,
don't know what happened, but yeah.
yeah. It's tough though, because I mean, like, how do you approach writing these days with like putting out a record, or like, do you just focus on just whatever comes to mind, or do you have like a running document that you just kind of go back to every now and then, or?
These days we've been writing mostly on day to day, which we've been blessed with
Hmm.
the time, and that's why we've been taking so much time to write. Because we've been writing for like 8 months,
Hmm.
so we've written maybe like 40 songs. So the reality is we're only gonna choose like 11, and so it's nice to be able to just create and then see what we don't like. And then it also kind of gets all the mess out of the way. And I feel like now going back into the studio in 2 weeks after tour and after doing all these other songs, the idea is being that the clarity will be there, and so we'll be able to create something that's gonna have like life and longevity, not just feel fake.
Yeah,
Another benefit we have is that we just put out this single, and so we can kind of see how people are reacting to that sort of sound from Broadside right
I
before
mean,
going back into the studio. So
clearly it's working. So I mean,
yeah, that's the thing. It's somebody out there likes it. So you know,
yeah, and that's
it's
just Spotify.
yeah, we're just mixing the old sound with the new sound, and I think we're gonna land somewhere in the middle. Is the plan with this record for sure.
Yeah, is there any like older songs like from Rising Tide or like Raging Tide that you want
Mm,
to play, or
mm. Oh yeah,
that you just haven't gotten, like, because take like Dancing on the Ceiling, like,
yeah, exactly. That would be one of them. Dancing on the Ceiling, Breathe You In. I love those songs. They were very just kind of I don't know, I love those songs, and I just feel like they didn't translate to, the exact audience at the time, but I ultimately feel like
yeah,
they help, um, kinda understand some of the newer sounding stuff.
I feel so too. Like, I feel like that would be like one of the first songs I would show someone that had never heard of you before.
Oh, wow, that's cool as hell.
Yeah, because it's like, take that song for example, like it's slow, but it has like that
Yeah,
like pop sound to it.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, do you listen to a lot of pop music on the side, or?
Not too much, not too much. I'm really into a lot of, just kinda weird, eclectic, sad and ambient music, but then when it's not that, it's, just a lot of books, these days. I used to be so good at knowing bands and cool bands that luckily now we just tour with a lot of young cool bands, and I just have them put me
Mhm.
on every time I tour with them.
Well, I had to ask because I feel like you understand songwriting well, and like
Okay.
what it takes to have like a pop hook.
Oh, yeah, the hook is important to us. We always start the song with the hook or the chorus because, like I said, we try to emphasize our live show, and we try to imagine what a live show would sing. And,
Mhm.
these days, we're like, "Well, we're gonna go out there and tour as much as we do, it should be about the experience."
Right.
And so, that's very important to me, and I think that is definitely a pop angled approach for sure.
Yeah. That would be fun. I mean, again, I think a pop tour would really be fun. I mean, just something completely outside of the Warp Tour
Mhm.
side of things, like just to even like scratch that itch.
Oh, yeah, no,
But like who
I
it
would
would
love it.
be, I mean, yeah, I mean, God.
We need
But
like
no,
a
like I mean,
we need like a 21 Pilots or some crazy shit like
yeah,
that.
that would be great because I mean they're big fans of like the scene, but at the same time, it's like,
That's what I mean, they've, like, leveled up far enough, you know?
but I kind of love that. Like, I mean, Camino opened for Dan and Shay on a tour, and that was cool.
Right, exactly. Oh, yeah, good point, good point. I remember when that was a huge deal. I was like, "Oh, shit."
Yeah. But even like Grayscale opened for Camino. That would be a good pairing for you guys. You guys in
Yeah,
Grayscale.
yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that
Yeah,
completely.
they're a
I could
great band.
I could see that happening.
Yeah, I mean, Yeah, I mean, what are the bands kind of coming up now that you feel like are just like up next? Because I mean, you've been doing this for
Hmm.
a while now, and I feel like
Definitely.
you're kind of like one of the elder,
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Yeah. Oh,
which feels weird, I guess. It's like
no,
getting
no,
called sir.
it's the reality of the situation. I definitely think Young Culture's up next. And Sharia Moore, no question.
Yeah,
Sharia Moore is up
for,
next. Like, just watching their engagement online, but then also just like you can hear that it's clicked within the music. I can even hear in the music, and I just feel that they're really gonna nail it. Um, but yeah, no, I think those two bands are definitely have been on my radar. Obviously, Honey Revenge is popping off right now,
oh my god, they're
and
selling
they're
out so many venues.
yeah, it's sick as hell because we're on the same label, so it's just rad. And I've gotten to work with Devin and
Hmm.
Donnie and working with them. It's just been a blessing because they're cool people. So you want to see these cool people really win. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, with the stuff that you're writing right now, like where are we kind of touched on as far as subject matter?
A lot of like constant theme without throughout all of my music has always been like isolation and like
Hmm.
a sense of um like outsider syndrome. Like
Yeah,
just kind of experiencing like watching the life happen, watching your dreams happen through like the window on the outside kind of deal. I just feel as if I'm uh, mentally just so caught up in thinking about all the wrong stuff sometimes that everything it just passes me by. A lot of things just pass me by, and then I don't really get the opportunity to reflect on if it was a good thing or and then in the future. I know I feel like I'm rambling, but I do.
no, 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 for sure.
I worry that I'm not giving enough time on things. So yeah,
Hmm.
pretty much just being like trying to catch up with yourself, your own head, and being an outsider, probably. And then probably some sexy songs in there too. I like a good summer song. Like I said, we're going for like festival, and we like to have the people have a good time. So somehow balancing out that weird introspective thought with like a casual, you know, clap
Bit
along
manic,
situation.
a
We'll
little,
find it.
little bit of a manic situation. I mean,
Yeah,
no, I
exactly.
mean, I get it though because it's like we're in our 30s,
Yeah,
and just the reality of like people are busier and
yeah,
they've got others like you have no kids, I have no kids, but
right.
we have friends that do,
Oh yeah,
and they're busy,
they're busy,
and
man.
then you come knocking, it's like, yeah, man, this is my schedule, and
Yeah,
that's about it. Like I can't.
you go.
And
All right.
things are so different now. And yeah, I get it where you feel maybe a bit isolated, and like I feel isolated sometimes where it's like I want to hang, but like where is everyone?
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, I know. I feel that way exactly, actually, especially after a tour.
Yeah.
Especially as I've gotten older. So I'm sure that's where the record's gonna land. This sense of loneliness, but not I'm alone. Just feeling lonely. The feeling of loneliness.
Yeah. And like what to do with it, or like how
Mm-hmm.
to like
Yeah,
kind of like
exactly. How to
yeah.
handle it, how to perceive it and feel it, and because that's generally how I get over most things is to walk through them and wear it. And so I know that personally I'll like I know that I'll probably get like a hotel the first week and a half I'm down in
Mhm,
Florida, so I'll have a lot of after the studio time that I'll probably reflect on these thoughts, and that's when
for sure.
and I'm hoping some magic comes out of that. I feel like the magic is sending them, telling them, getting the message across in a way that people want to hear about it, and I feel like that's what the best music is. So it'd be really cool to like make it in the sense, but also like make it in the sense of like having a message about this feeling.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
mean, ultimately, is like that what success means right now for you? Like just got
Oh yeah,
the idea of putting out music in general, or is it like just the idea of like feeling more commercially successful?
I think I would love somewhere in between.
Hmm.
Like I'm not the commercial success is like in the grand scope. We understand the reality of it now, especially as we're closer to the flame. And sometimes it just doesn't happen in major scales like that, like arenas and stuff, and that's totally fine. I think where we would like to be is just in a place where I think financially we can like afford to pay like more crew and
Yeah.
like upgrade because we're still in the van. We're still in the van and trailer, and it's just like we're still driving ourselves. Like the guys drive from show. They'll we'll play a show and then leave at 12 and then drive 3-4 hours and then get a hotel and then they sleep till like 9. And
Yeah.
35 and up, it's like that's a nightmare. Um,
Uh-huh.
so it's kind of like just those regards, just those reminders of like, hey, the you're supposed to be touring, you know.
Hmm.
So just looking for those sorts of uh things, and so that's why we're trying to approach things that are thing adding in elements that are a little bit more digestible, I guess you would say, but also still trying to
Yeah.
find our own lane within this like the heavier alternative pop kind of sound, you know.
Yeah, I mean, would you be okay if like you never transition to like more crew or like more of a bigger touring vehicle? Like,
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, every time I died, I mean, they did hotels and vans, all
Oh
until they
yeah,
were
yeah,
done.
yeah.
But still, it's like they're kind of an anomaly.
Yeah, absolutely. I think also their fan base, I think their core demographic supports those types of bands in a different type of way. I
Yeah,
feel like our scene sometimes chews bands up and spits them out. Um, but I also feel like we come from the time of people finding a lot of their favorite bands, like a lot of people love State Champs, a lot of people love Story So Far, a lot of people love With Confidence, and so we got to be a part of this ether of sound that was transitioning and changing. And so I think we're just trying to find a place for an adult Broadside.
yeah. I mean,
A
ultimately, like that has to feel encouraging though, because I feel
Oh
like
yeah, oh yeah,
if
it's super
nobody
encouraging.
cared,
Yeah,
there'd be like
it'd be
no
done.
response.
Yeah, and I think that's the most exciting and confusing part is you're like, all right, let's see what we can do, and then sometimes you don't get certain tour offers or whatever, and you're like, oh damn, we're
Mm,
not on the cool kids club, but then it's like we'll put out a song and in 4 weeks it'll do like 400,000 streams, and we're like,
yeah,
shit, someone's listening. So I think we really just got to find our audience. We'll refine it, but bring along some of the people who stuck with us this entire time as well.
yeah. I mean, I'm curious. Like, are you more comfortable at this point in doing support slots with Silverstein, like
Hmm.
other larger acts, or do you want to kind of get back to headlining in the near future?
I think we'll be ready to do a headliner when we know that it's a tour that we can build in, piece by piece, and not just for like agents saying this or whatever. Like I'd love to do a headliner that we know will do well for the opening bands as well. That way nobody feels like their time is wasted.
Yeah,
And I feel like um, now that we've kind of got like a team and they've been working behind the scenes for like 8.5 months, a new team and some new life and some new tour budgeting and sort of thing like that. I feel like we'll really be able to see like what we can do, you know.
has that
So
been the case before, where like people felt like their time was wasted a little bit, or
yeah, time was wasted maybe, or like oh, this isn't a headlining band, something I worried about. Um,
with
not
you
just
guys,
in
or like,
Yeah, with us, like not even in numbers, but it's like, are we really like? There's just this like overarching level of where I think you should be if you're a headlining band. Like you need to be able,
mm,
make sure your head's swiveled on, so you can make sure the whole package is happy and taken care of. And even though I would say the two headlining tours that we've done, both pretty successful, and everybody was happy. There are just elements where it was just like, oh, we didn't even think about that because we're still kind of green in that regard. So yeah,
yeah,
but luckily we've been the past 2 years we've had the opportunity to play some huge rooms and learn from crew and just see how these things function and move and learn a lot of stuff about ourselves too. So
is there
I'm
a
hoping,
key thing you're doing differently now than like even a couple years ago, or
yeah, delegating jobs. Before it was just like um, everybody do this. Okay, you're the creative one, do this. But now it's like
yeah,
actually having help, actually hiring out photographers, videographers, people to actually help us, and having the help to pay them back, and pay them what they deserve, and working with artists, so the pressure to create and be a commercial and create is a little lightened, I'd say, in the past 6 months for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I get the idea like where it would be, what's the word? You're dreaming of like when you can eventually not have to drive right after playing a
Yeah,
show,
exactly.
and like what that would be like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, because it's like it's stressful. It's not easy, driving at 1 o'clock in the morning when you've been up all day.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it was totally fun and exciting the first like 9 years, but 10 years in, we're like, oh Lord, I could just see it. I shouldn't have my guy drinking two Monster Energy drinks after he just played a show, you know.
Yeah,
So, but it's just the reality of our situation. But I think that situation's probably probably bound to change soon, hopefully.
yeah, and even like the morale though too, because I mean, if
Yeah.
I'm doing that, it's like I don't know if I want to be doing this right now. I'm like, I
Yeah,
want to
that's
go
the
home.
thing. Yeah, I don't know if I want to be doing it. You wake up, you might get some bad news the next day on top of you slept terrible, and then
Oh
it's
my
just
god,
like,
like I can't even
oh
imagine that. Like
Lord.
I think that's what people forget about too. Is life still happens
It
even
still
like
happens. Yeah, you're gonna get a phone
yeah.
call from your rent everywhere. It's like, yo, hey,
Oh no,
I
man. Like
know I know you're on tour right now, but your deposit didn't go in or whatever. You're like, what the?
I'm
But
like I'm like not even in the same time zone as you right now.
that's the other thing. Yeah, like, hey, you said you would do this like a month ago, and it's like, oh shit, what time is it?
Yeah, I mean, how's your complex doing?
Yeah, it's
Are
good.
they
It's
they're
like,
they're taking care of you guys?
oh yeah, yeah, 100%, a
I mean,
hundred
that's like
percent.
one less thing to worry about. Because I mean, my place, like where I'm at right now, like the property manager just like had their license revoked last month.
So we
They
just
were,
got new property management, and they were
yeah,
on some shady stuff too. Like,
yeah.
so we'll see. But yeah, dude, I haven't had much luck with apartments honestly in the past like 5 years. To be honest with you.
It's like one of those weird like esoteric problems that people have, and like if you're out on the road, oh my god, like having to deal with like wait, I can't call right now because they're not open,
Right,
and if they are, they may not even pick up. But no, I mean they had their license revoked, and like reading like an actual like .gov report, like oh, I was cooking the books because I thought it would buy me more time, and then like that's just one thing. Like people pass away, people like
right.
have birthdays and like anniversaries that you want to be at, and it's like this sucks. I don't want to be driving this van at 2 o'clock in the morning.
You're
It's like
right. You're
yeah, the
like,
show is tight, but like damn,
it wears off sometimes, and that's the thing. Is like, it's tough. It's tough
yeah.
to ask that of anybody, and especially I feel bad, because I don't drive. They let me sleep to rest my voice and stuff, which is the
Mhm.
case for most vocalists. Shout out to the bands who let the vocalists sleep, but I still don't feel good about it.
I hear that. I mean, plus, like, I mean, again, we're in our 30s and the stakes
Mhm.
are different.
Oh yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
mean, you got a fiance at home. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, exactly. I gotta have everybody wide awake and perceptive.
yeah, but like, you also have to like explain this stuff too. Like,
I know.
yo, I gotta like be asleep right now, or hey, I can't talk right now.
Right, yeah, I gotta shut up.
Like,
Yeah.
because my voice is
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
what do you mean vocal rest? Like, no, hop on FaceTime right now. No, no, no,
Yeah,
no, no.
right.
I can't. Like, because you've been engaged for how long? Or
I've been engaged for 4 years now. Yeah.
okay, when are we gonna
This
finally push this
October.
through?
Yeah, October,
Yeah,
yeah. We're locking
let's
it in.
go. So
Officially.
Broadside is not touring in the fall.
Maybe not late October, fall.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Hells
we're waiting to
yeah,
figure
man.
that out now, actually, but this was the first time I had to be like, "Alright, hey, I officially have to put these dates in."
Dude, for sure. Cause like, dude, getting like deposits down and like
That's the
photographers,
thing.
like, oh my God.
It's no joke.
I mean, at least you have a photographer that you can probably just pull from like wherever.
Yeah, exactly. It's been helpful to know a lot of these, people that work in, just all this type of art, the art
Yeah,
entertainment.
it's funny because like my photographer is like, dude, you're tour managing your own wedding. Knock it off. I'm like, because I was like so stressed and like day I'm like, okay, this has to be here, this has to be here, this
Oh,
has
I
to be like,
bet, yeah.
dude, it worked out, but damn, like Yeah, so definitely enjoy the moment
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna
for
have to
sure.
learn
Like,
to do that because it's been hectic lately with the planning, but
uh-huh. But also like something's gonna go wrong and it's gonna be okay.
yeah, you're right.
Like,
That is
okay,
true.
so like like the wedding arches that you kind of like make and like it broke
Yeah.
like mid ceremony. I'm like, yeah, someone's just like holding it up with my hand. I'm like, sure, okay. I'm still technically married, so this is fine.
I love that.
So, I mean, yeah, I mean, definitely go in on catering, get cake that you want to eat. Go for taste. Don't go for flash. Just go for taste.
Yeah, smart. Okay.
Yeah, you guys first. Like, I mean, they make vegan cakes that people will
Oh,
probably
yeah.
enjoy.
Hell yeah. Oh, that's a good
Yeah,
point.
it's not the early 2000s anymore.
Right. Yeah.
Dude, I had a math teacher. It was like, yo, like, you guys want some Oreos? Yeah. Well, here you go. And it's like these vegan Oreos, and like, oh man, it was the worst.
That's funny as hell.
We hated him. But yeah, it's no longer 2003 anymore. It's things are different.
No, you're
I
right.
mean, they probably make Oreos that taste decent.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like vegan Oreos, like it's like whole side of the industry too.
Straight up. They got a new flavor every month.
Yeah, what's that place? Veggie Grill.
Mhm.
Veggie Grill goes hard for vegans.
Veggie Girls goated.
That's like your post band, like you just own a
Own a Veggie
franchise.
Girl? That'd be sick as hell,
Yeah,
actually.
it's like you don't have to worry about groceries. It's all meal prepped out for you. It's like, what am I taking home today? Portobello mushroom with like, I don't know, hot sauce, vegan cheese.
With a bun.
Yeah, just whey protein. I mean, some Jamba Juice is like vegan ish.
Mhm.
Can be, one of those. But yeah, okay, so geez. Yeah, fall may or may not look like a tour, may
Mhm.
or may not look like a record.
Mhm.
I feel like we kind of just smashed everything.
I know, dude.
Yeah,
Look at
man. I
us.
mean, even the topics we're kind of just tackling for the next record. I mean,
Oh, yeah, definitely. I appreciate your time, man.
dude, of course. I mean, I'm glad that you got in. Like, I was a little concerned. I was like, oh boy.
Oh, yeah, no, I was definitely clicking the wrong thing, which is classic.
Okay, thank God. Because like, I mean, this is a relatively new platform for me as well.
Okay, cool, yeah.
And
No, it
so I'm
was
like,
definitely on me.
I was like, what do you mean waiting room? Like, because you're on Chrome right now, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I mean, I just had someone last week on their phone. It was like perfect.
Okay. Okay, good
So
to
yeah,
know.
you can go, but yeah, because you'll do another Riverside at some point,
Yeah, definitely. I'd like that.
which is great. I mean, because given the way things are going right now, I mean, you'll be
Got
doing a
more
lot
shit
more
to
of
talk
these.
about. Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh,
Yeah,
for
sorry, my
sure.
brain's a little fried right now post-tour, but, I'm gonna have more for you next
Because
time.
it's like what 9 p.m. right now.
Oh, yeah, shit. Yeah, I need to go eat some
Dude,
dinner.
what? You
I
haven't had dinner
know, I'm
yet,
a late eater, it's crazy.
dog? When are
I
you going to
know.
bed these days?
Midnight, but last night it was like 1:30. It was insane.
Jeez
But tour, it's
Louise,
like
man.
3 AM, so it's
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. I mean, I
but
get it. I
eventually
mean, so
it'll get back to normal right before tour.
so in the van, like, do you have like your own like permanent
Oh, yeah,
area
yeah,
that you sleep?
I'm the front bench,
Okay,
and like I said, usually these days we aren't sleeping in the van and we're just getting to a hotel super late because I want the guys to get at
okay.
least a little bit of sleep, but occasionally we have to do that overnight drive, and then, yeah, it's like they built out little cots for the bench and everything, so it's
Mhm.
as comfortable as it can be, you know?
Okay. So new singles out now.
Mhm.
Geez, do you have any like merch lines that are dropping out soon or?
Yeah, actually, we're working on our after end of tour merch, but we also have some new merch coming out for something else new soon. So,
Ooh,
we're actively trying to do shorter drops, smaller drops on our merch to get like a more of a culture based sort of like merch
yeah,
fan
yeah, yeah.
base as
Like
opposed to like here's a bunch of shit, you know?
you know who does a really good job of that is August Burns Red.
Right, right. That sort of like, hey, we're doing this because we're doing the merch we want. We're gonna do it smaller, but directly to
Yeah,
you
and like
type of
that way you're not
situation.
like holding like
Yeah, exactly.
you
And
know.
it's not just sitting there taking up space, and then also it's not just like a gamble every time. It's like this is
Yeah,
whoever
but you
wanted
could
it got it, you know.
for sure, and you can open yourself up to like even like charity.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah, because I mean, like they just ran a shirt for a fan who just passed away last month,
Okay.
and
Yeah, I
so they were
love
able to do
that.
like a memorial shirt for that. Like just donate the proceeds to a foundation, and then boom.
Yeah, exactly. I love that sort of like
Yeah,
as opposed to just like, hey, we're a revolving door. It's more of just like a connection with people that want to support you in that way, you know.
for
So
sure, and it's limited too. You can't just like buy
yeah,
it,
and we could do
you
cooler
know.
shit too. Like I think with we do like a pre-order on like a 25 only 25 shirts. We can start messing with that like licensing stuff that you have to usually avoid because of well, you
Oh yeah,
know.
they're gonna take you to a lawsuit court.
Yeah, exactly. Oh
But
man. But hey, thank you so much for your
yeah,
time
of
today.
course, man.